Hello, everybody, and welcome to my studio. It is me, Gideon, and I'm also known as Gideon's Light, and I'm your creatively fit coach, right? Thank you for joining me here today. I know it has been a minute since I've recorded a video for the Creative Heart. There's just been so much that has happened since I last recorded a creative session. I had my art exhibition and I also got into some wonderful painting moments that I shared with you guys and created and finished a beautiful class on my Patreon. So I've been quite busy. But now I've also been waiting for this wonderful meditation and symbol inspiration deck that was sent to me by my friend Sandra, all the way from the United States. She is the creator of this amazing deck, and she's also one of my Patreons. And I couldn't wait to receive her creative deck because I think it is just the thing that we need for a prompt to get a creative sort of practice flowing for the day. So what I thought of doing in sharing with you guys this amazing deck from Sandra, and so by the way, I will add a link below in the description. If you want to get your own, please support Sandra. It's on Amazon, it's $35, but it is an amazing tool both for personal growth, for meditation, for reflection, for clarity, for direction. And what I love about this deck most is the fact that the creator does not tell you what to think, what to believe, how to interpret the card. It's pretty much up to your own higher self and your right brain to do that. So I'm going to be using this deck more often in my videos to just spark a theme and a symbol for the day. So I thought today would be a good opportunity is the word I'm looking for me to show you guys what I do with a creative practice with a client or with myself, especially if you don't know what to do, or you are not really an artist, or you believe that you are not an artist, or that you are not creative at all. This is just such a wonderful way and a simple way to access your right brain, to get the creative juices flowing, and to have a focus with clarity on a theme for your page. So I've got here my beautiful diary that we've been working through. In fact, this is still the page that I prepared for my last session that I wanted to record, and then everything happened at once. So I had to put things aside for a period, and I knew that I would be returning to my journal as soon as the dust settles. So this week is my birthday on the 13th of October. I think it's on Sunday, and I'm turning 53. Can you guys believe that? So as you can imagine, when you sort of enter your 50s in your life, it is rather challenging. And I think you get confronted with the whole concept and idea, the knowledge that you are mortal, that you don't have infinite time left in this physical body. And that is rather stressful. But besides the stress, it makes you realize something. I think I read something this week that was quite interesting and also quite startling. I think the person described it like you have 44,000 weeks in a lifetime, and that's sort of worked out on roughly the age of 80. So if you think that you've got 44,000 weeks, is it 44,000 weeks? You must forgive me, my numbers could be wrong. It could be 4,400 weeks. I'll have to do the math, but it's something like that. So really what the number did for me is it just reminds you that if you're lucky to achieve the ripe age of 80, then you only have this small number of weeks available in your life. It really brings things into perspective, because then you realize how many of you go through a week and say, oh, thank God that week is over. I was one of those, and really this changed my attitude, because it made me realize how we wish our weeks of our life away, especially because we might be working and we might be in an employment situation where we're not entirely happy because it's not necessarily your own. And we all know what it feels like to work for somebody else, right? You are literally just an employee. You're not that important, even though we want to think that we are. So sometimes I think we wish our weeks away and we live over the weekends. Or so we tell ourselves. We want to believe that. But if you look at it from this perspective, it's quite scary, because it literally means that 80% of your life you wish away. Let that sort of sink in for a minute. It's scary. So I want to challenge you today as a coach to change your thinking about your weeks, especially if you are standing at a point in your life where you're literally wishing the time away in order to get to the weekend. We can't just live for a weekend. If you are that unhappy in your career, it means that your ikigai is out of sync, people. It means that you have lost connection between your vocation, your calling, your life purpose, and the things that absolutely brings you joy, the things that brings you meaning and purpose and that you enjoy doing. So I think life is all about this beautiful balance between work and play and your life purpose and what you find meaningful and obviously what pays the bills. And if the section that pays the bills is more dominant and you maybe not focus any time on your purpose, your passion, then this is really something that you should take some time to reconsider, because life is too short to spend most of your existence wishing time away. So this is my focus today, because I realized at the age of almost 53 that, there is like, 50, 60, 70, 80, let's say 30 or 28 years before you turn 80. I mean, I could become 150. Who knows? Hopefully not. But at the same time, it is really like reminding me when I wake up every day that every day is precious and every minute is important. So when you have the opportunity to just explore your time and have fun and enjoy your hobbies, enjoy what you love doing, really soak it up. And this is what my creative practice is all about. So let's get into this. Okay, so I've got my journal here. I haven't decided on a medium yet. I have no idea what the session will be about. I might get into some paint. I might get into some oil pastel. I have no clue. So let's sort of start with this page. I've got a black background. And let's get into this meditation deck from Sandra Huchin Criddle. So it's literally called Art from My Heart, and all of the art in here she created herself. And this particular Buddha painting that's on the cover, and it's also one of the cards in here, was actually a class that she did with me, and we had quite a bit of fun. So if you want to paint your own Buddha, that's a nice meditation as well. I'll put a link to my Patreon and you can get into that on your own pace. So let's share the love. Isn't this just beautiful? Sandra, you created a masterpiece. Okay. So I'm just going to put my little box to the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shuffle this. And I'm just asking the universe and my higher self to just connect with me. And I'm connecting to my right brain and my creative side, my creative heart. Oh, what fell out here? Ah! I'm telling you, it's a message from the universe. So, I mean, this is literally the card that I was just talking about and it popped out. So clearly it's a message. So this card just says meditation, take time to go within. So that will definitely be sort of my focus during my practice today. But let's get a little bit more graphic, a little bit more symbology here. So I'm just going to get all of my cards out here and let's see which one is coming out here. Chakras. Okay. So, I mean, you can page through this in your own time. I'm not going to show you all of the cards in the deck because I want to get into doing something creative. So, clearly the universe, this is the second time I'm drawing this card, wants me to balance my chakras. So that is going to be my focus in my creative practice today. So let's see what we can draw from this card to be creative. So it works through all of the chakras, and if you don't know what a chakra is, it's literally your energy centers through your body that connects with all of the aspects of you. So your root chakra literally connects with your life as you are here on the planet, and the statement for that is I am. The next one is your sacral, and that is your creative center, that is your inner child, and that is also your emotional body. So that is where I feel. Then you have your solar plexus, your own personal will and power center, your own central sun, and that literally relates to what you do. I do. And then we move up to the heart chakra, and obviously that is all about love for others and love for yourself. And if this is out of balance, this is the bridge between the top half and the bottom half, the spiritual part and the physical part. Then do check in on that. The next one is your throat chakra, and that is all about your truth and what you speak. So I speak my truth. And then we have our third eye or our intuition, and this is where we get clarity. I see. And then the top is your crown chakra, which relates to all that is your whole connection to the universe and life itself. And that is where wisdom comes from. And I understand is the statement that goes with that. And we have a person here sitting, meditating and being in balance with their higher self, and also sitting on a lotus flower opening up. So I think this is going to be our theme. We're going to have a creative, meditative practice today, and we're going to create, I think, the wheels of the chakra on here, and we're going to work through each of the colors and maybe bring in the symbol that is within that chakra. And while we do that, I'm just going to be mindful and meditate and be playful and allow the color and the vibration of the color and the intention that I set for my creative practice to be my meditative mindful practice. So join me. I'm going to get out some art supplies. I'm going to select these colors that are present here, and I'm going to recreate a beautiful little lotus flower here with some chakra colors, and let's get into it. Right, everybody, I'm back and I've got my art supplies here. So what I've brought here is I've just got some acrylic ink, no, acrylic pens, not ink, just acrylic pens or acrylic markers. And I got them in some pinks, purples and yellows. I'm going to put it here on my table next to me. I've got a white chalk pencil so we can draw. I've got some white titanium acrylic paint to just get some shapes blocked out. And then I've got my purple, I've got my blue, I've got my turquoise, I've got green, I've got yellow, I've got orange, and I've got red. So we've got all of the colors of the rainbow that we will need. So what I think I'm going to do is I am just going to get into flow. I might not say a lot in this moment. I'm going to play some beautiful meditative music for you guys. And I'm going to use this opportunity to be mindful, to be present, and just to use a creative practice to sort of consider my life and just to be present with myself for a minute and just to connect to my right brain that easily and always is connected with our higher self, because our higher self like to communicate with us through symbology, through the abstract, through our senses and awareness. So the best place to do that is either on a cushion to sit and meditate, or to come to a mindful practice like being creative and creating art. It has been proven that it has exactly the same effect on our brain, and let's get into it. So I'm gonna basically just draw a very simple lotus flower. So I'm gonna just begin here and just give myself some beautiful shapes. It doesn't have to look amazing. A creative practice is not about product, it's not about perfection. In fact, that's a good place to practice to get over your sort of sense of perfection. I'm going to keep it very simple so that you can also create this. I'm going to change my center there a little bit. So for me, this whole part of my creative practice represents sort of how we get ideas and we get into a space where we access our own ideas. It represents sort of goals and the way that we plan our life. And sometimes our ideas or our original thoughts needs to be revisited, or our goals, and something needs to be adjusted or changed in order to accomplish what we set out to do in life, because we are all the artists of our lives, aren't we? Our life is the canvas of our soul. So I like to challenge my clients and to always be aware of what it is that you are painting with your faculties, with your imagination, with your intention, with your words. Because life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you and it happens through you. So if you are the creator and artist of your life, what are you busy painting and creating and experiencing? And if you don't like the picture that you're seeing, you are allowed to change it, you know? I know it's sometimes hard. Nobody said it's going to be easy, but this is just the way that life works. I'm going to get a little bit technical and just add a little bit of a wing fold on each of these petals. It just looks pretty to me. There we go. I think that's a good place to start. So let's get into it. Let's just have some fun with our paints. In fact, I didn't even put out a lead for myself. Let me quickly get one. Even my teacup is namaste in bed. Let me put my namaste in bed there, and let's get into our painting. Now, it's not going to be an elaborate thing. We are just going to be playing with some color. Now, if you happen to be working on a black background, I did this with a black geisha, and that really is a nice dramatic sort of way to get some color going. I've got some water here to my left, and I'm just going to use my flat angle brush here. I've got some kitchen towel. I'm just wiping off the excess water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use some white titanium paint here. I'm going to start here at the top. And I'm just going to fill in my little circles with white titanium paint, because I want those colors to show up and be nice and vibrant. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but what I want you to do is I want you to become still and mindful, and I want you to try and make the most beautiful mark that you can. If it's not perfect, that's fine. And I'm just going to twist my brush like that to create a little bit of a disc. So it's almost like making it a white canvas again. So when this is dry, my color is going to show up a lot more vibrant on the white. But now we already have a little bit of contrast. And isn't life all about contrast? It's night, it's day, we're young, we're old, we're dumb, we're wise. We think we're not creative, and we realize we are creative. All of these things. Okay, I'm gonna maybe I'll see what inspiration flows. Let's rinse that out. We'll have to wait for the white to dry, but in the meantime I can begin to work on the background, and I can begin to paint my lotus. So let me decide what I want to do with the background. I think the background can look nice with a nice deep indigo color. Activate my brush with some water. Now, how would we make an indigo? Indigo is a dark blue, maybe with a bit of violet. So I'm going to use my cobalt blue, and I'm going to add a bit of violet to it. I hope I can get my tube open. Sometimes it's a challenge. Righty. I'm going to loosely mix these two colors. I don't even want to do it too too much because I want to see some excitement. Okay, let's paint our background. So this is called negative painting. I'm painting around my lotus flower or my object. And I want a painterly effect. I don't want perfection. I want that artistic brush stroke. I want to see what I did on this page. So one of the things I also do with my clients is I constantly remind them to check in with themselves during their creative practice and ask yourself some questions like, what is the quality of my thoughts? What am I feeling? Am I aware of all of these things? And there is this part of our left brain that wants to activate because it's always in charge, sort of. At least it thinks it is. And your left brain, especially if you have a creative block or a creative trauma, is gonna tell you the whole time that this is wrong, you made a mistake, you went over a line, your brush marks aren't perfect and beautiful, and that there are other things that you should be doing, like, I don't know, homework or whatever. So everything can wait a minute. I mean, it's not gonna fall apart. But your creative practice feeds your soul. Right. Now I'm deciding on what color I want to make my lotus flower. And I'm thinking I'm really liking this beautiful pink from this acrylic marker. So I'm going to go ahead and use my acrylic marker. And let me see what creative marks or lines I can make in order to sort of create my lotus. I'm feeling inspired by doing some lines like this. Just following the shape of my lotus leaf. That was a wonderful experience, just to be quiet for a second and just get present with the mark making. And look what beauty is already created on this page. That is absolutely stunning. Okay, I want to bring the background out a little bit more. So I'm going to mix a bit more of this indigo color, but I'm going to add a little bit of white to it, to just make it stand out a little bit more. And then at the very end, I will fill in my chakra colors and make the symbol on top of it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my brush on the side, like vertical, and sort of repeat this whole idea that I started in my lotus flower, and just repeat the line work. Repetition is a design element, so let's see what that looks like. Like I said, it's not about perfection, it's about mindfulness, it's about creative expression, it's about having fun and just expressing yourself, and to see where the page and the art and the symbol will lead you. So it's almost like working on a mandala. You just repeat these lines. I think that's beautiful. Awesome. Okie dokie. Let's get into our chakra colors. First, it's going to be red. So I'm going to dispense all of the colors now. I hope I can get this tube open. Here we go. Then we have orange. Then we have pretty yellow. Then we have green. Then You can pick any green you want. Oh, these tubes. Turquoise, that's my version. And then we have indigo. And then we have violet. And I'm going to add a little bit of white to my violet because I want to represent my higher self with a light, beautiful light color. Okay, so let's start with the root chakra. I am grounded. My tip for you is just, if you're going to use the same brush for each of the chakra colors, just rinse it really well because you don't want to create mud. Okay. How do I feel today? I feel happy, I feel blessed, I feel creative. Now for the yellow, I do what I love. I do what makes me feel happy and empowered. It's okay to follow my own will, my own intention. I don't need permission from others. I am enough. Let's move up to our heart. I love myself and I love all others equally without, without conditions. I accept everyone just as they are. I don't try to change anyone. If anything needs to change, it is me. Only I can change. I can't change other people, but I can love them. Moving up to my throat, I speak my truth with confidence, with love and kindness. I know my truth. I don't have to be influenced by others, or I don't have to be my truth doesn't need to be approved by others or edited by others. Let's move up to our brow. I'm in tune with my intuition. I clearly see. I'm going to add a little bit of violet to it. It's more of an indigo color, I think. I clearly see with clarity and with wisdom what I am creating in my life. And we're moving up to our crown chakra with a light violet. I'm one with the universe. I understand my place in the universe, my connection to all that is. I understand that I'm not alone. I'm part of a whole. That is beautiful. Now I would suggest that we allow that to dry before we fiddle with the symbology. I just want to pick up that oopsie. So while we do that, I'm going to continue to decorate my lotus flower. I'm going to use this brush and I'm going to pick up some of my yellow, maybe a bit of white. And I'm just going to make these outlines more beautiful. And I mean, you can work with whatever works in your faith system, belief system. If you feel uncomfortable with painting lotuses and chakras, you can paint whatever symbology resonates with you. It's just a suggestion and an idea. We're not trying to tell people what to believe, but try to be open-minded and see how just a basic idea can open you up to more wisdom and insight about yourself, your personality, and maybe some of the things that keeps you back from living your life and achieving your dream and living in balance and in harmony. A good question sometimes to ask is, am I the drama? You know, how are you contributing to your experience in life, in your relationships, with your own attitude? Are you making your own life better and happier, and in so making others happy because you are happy? In the end, that's really all we strive for as human beings, is just to be happy. And I've found in life that the best way to be happy is to do what makes you happy and to make others happy through, you know, just kindness and compassion and helping others where you can. Because if you focus less on yourself and your own personal ego and me, you transform your world around you. And that is really a powerful place to be, is to understand that you are responsible for your own happiness. And happiness is a choice. Happiness is an attitude. You can be happy even if you are not entirely, you know, okay with everything that's in your life or unfolding in your life. You can be happy even in the midst of things that's not making you happy. It really is an attitude more than anything else. Happiness flows like a stream, like a river through your life. constantly. That's pretty. I like that. It's sort of getting dry as we go, so I think it is going to be dry enough for me to use, if I can find it, my white Posca pen. Yay! Posca! Okay, so I'm gonna use the symbols that is traditional to just bring in some detail. So, and for those who know these symbols, forgive me if I don't do it entirely correctly. But here we go. Here we go. I think what will look nice is if I enhance these symbols with a bit of black. So I'm just using a dark grey, no, not a Posca, jelly roll pen. That's what I'm looking for. Cool. I think I have achieved my goal. This was a beautiful and mindful practice. I loved what I created on my page, and every time I page through my journal and I see this, it will be a reminder that I am balanced. So I hope this was an inspirational session for you. Grab your art journal and your art supplies and just look at whatever symbology speaks to you around you. Maybe you've noticed a bee visiting you, or I don't know, anything that jumps out at you that you think, I've been seeing this quite a lot recently. So maybe just type that into a Google search and just say, okay, what is the meaning of, I don't know, a butterfly, whatever that you see, and really dive into that explanation and see how that relates to your life, and then go ahead and draw your version of a butterfly or paint your version of a butterfly and just see where it takes you. You can give yourself a bit of a time limit, say an hour or 30 minutes, whatever suits your lifestyle. And like I said, it's not about end product. It is, however, about process. So I hope you find this inspirational. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. And remember to share this with a friend or family member that might benefit from this. Remember to like the video and also remember to subscribe so that you don't miss out on a single episode. And if you want to dive deeper with me, check out my Patreon channel. That is where I give a lot more attention to detail and take you guys on a beautiful creative journey. Or you can just direct message me if you live in Pretoria or Gauteng and you want to have an in-person session with me. Reach out to me and we can make that happen. Thank you so much. I'll see you again next week for another Creative Heart episode. Bye bye for now.